everybody, and welcome back. Today we are going to be doing part 2 of my series Interior in a Movie, where I create a room based off a movie and TV show. Frankly, I'm just using the whole series so I can talk about something other than Animal Crossing, while still keeping it Animal Crossing adjacent. So today we are going to be doing the Hufflepuff Common Room, and if you missed last time we did Gryffindor. These reviews aren't really in like chronological order. I did talk about the first 5 books, so we will be finishing up that and their comparisons to the movies in this episode, and then we'll probably be talking about Hufflepuff Pride, probably Hogwarts Mystery, some other stuff. It depends on what comes along. You guys know how I'll go off on a tangent on pretty much every single thing. But let's finish up talking about the books. So I did actually find a couple things about book 5 that I didn't talk about. So really briefly, I remember the Nifflers, which my boys love them, 10 out of 10. Those good mole boys from the Fantastic Beasts series. Actually, they were featured in both the 3rd and the 5th books. So only the true Potter fans know, but they didn't put them in the movies, which upsets me. So in the 5th book, actually, Lee Jordan puts a whole bunch in Umbridge's office and they trash the place, and that's one of the best things ever. I love that. That's like my favorite moment in the 5th book. Like, Hagrid gets blamed for it, which is trash, which like that's terrible, but I don't know, just a whole bunch of Nifflers trashing Umbridge's office. 10 out of 10. That's comedy gold right there. And pretty much Lee Jordan was just cut out of the later movies entirely. Like, I remember him Quidditch commentating in the first movie. I forget about the second movie. But he was just cut out for the rest of the series, and I'm like, but why? I care about the most insignificant characters, kind of. Like, plot-wise, he's not very significant, but just person-wise, I love him. I want him more in the series, but nope. They're like, let's cut Lee Jordan. I'm like, okay, guys. It's fine. It's not fine, guys. It's not fine. But yeah, those were just a couple little details from the 5th book, 5th movie. I remember the 5th movie. I actually do like I like parts of the 5th movie. I do believe like some parts definitely could have been cut from the 5th movie and the 5th books, because it's really long and tedious. I'm like, it doesn't need to be this way. That was my grounds of it last time. But yeah, we'll move on to the 6th book now. The 6th book, I really like, for all the Tom Riddle backstory we get, all those like memory flashes that kind of give us a brief glimpse about Tom Riddle, who, if you didn't know, obviously Lord Voldemort, as used to be Tom Riddle, just a guy named Tom, simple. Yeah, but I thought that was a really interesting concept, how he was like an actual person. Like, I want to know more, but I know J.K. Rowling's just gonna ruin the story, like how she's kind of retconning things with the Fantastic Beasts series. I'm like, no, please stop. It's I don't need to know. Like, if she's really gonna, like, I want to know, but at the same time I don't want to know. Yeah. Let's see, I just remember trying to like comb up the 6th book stuff in my head. To be fair, I haven't like reread this. I like go through the audiobooks like every, like, I'm consistently have the audiobooks, but right now I'm on 3, so I can remember a lot of stuff from the 3rd book right now, but I can't remember a lot of stuff from like the 6th book. I'll get there, because I have a whole bunch of time. It's just easy to put on an audiobook, like when you're doing like work at home and stuff. Just like scrolling through Tumblr, scrolling through the social media feed, cooking food, all that. Highly recommend audiobooks from Jim Dale. 10 good times. But yeah, let's see. So the 6th book, the stuff that's sticks out to me, like, that I can remember is, like, all the, like, I remember Slughorn. I do like, I have a soft spot for Slughorn. I know a lot of people think he's annoying, but I kind of like him. I don't know. Leave your Slughorn opinions in the comments. I would like to know, because I don't think a lot of people like his character, but I was kind of curious about, like, how, I don't know, teaching Tom Riddle, and he's the one that told him about, like, Horcruxes and well, Tom Riddle probably was just, like, coaxing him for more information, like, Tom Riddle knew about the Horcrux. He's just like, tell me more, Professor, because I'm sure the book didn't tell him, like, every single thing. But yeah, I'm just curious kind of about Slughorn more as, like, a character, because I feel like, I don't know, he has such an interesting concept to him, being, like, the potions teacher for Voldemort, and he also taught the Marauders generation too. I remember, like, Lily being one of his favorites. Like, can we have expanded more on that? And I love Jim Broadbent in the movie, because he's just cute old man. I don't know. He kind of gave a different vibe to Slughorn, like book Slughorn and movie Slughorn. He gave a different vibe to movie Slughorn. I was like, aw. So yeah, I remember Slughorn from 6th book, obviously. And then I'm trying to remember what Harry actually does. He's kind of just along for the ride in this book, which is, I guess it's fine. Like, take a backseat one book, Harry. It's all good. We got you. But it was kind of more about, I guess, Draco. I have some feelings on Draco. I know he's a lot of people's favorites, but I'm just like, what? Well, currently I'm going through the 3rd book, and the 3rd book he's just being a little brat. I'm like, why have you done this? Oh yeah, I just got past the scene where Hermione slaps him. I'm like, yes, Hermione. I was like, I don't know. Obviously, like, Drarry and Hermione are, like, Draco ships are, like, the biggest ships in the fandom, but I'm just like, why do we ship Draco with anybody? He's, like, the only Draco I stand is Harry Potter musical Draco. That's best Draco. That's peak Draco right there. He's just, I don't know. I feel like the fandom's image of him has kind of warped his character a lot. So, not the biggest, like, I'm trying, like, bringing up ships, I guess. I don't have many ships in the series that I actually like. I'm trying to think, like, ships that I'm kind of into. I know I did kind of, I've gone through, like, my Drarry phase, my, like, Hermione phase, and now I don't know if I ship anybody, because I'm just like, I'm looking back on it, I'm like, oh, that's kind of cringe. Don't like that. Oh, and then I hate people who ship Tom Riddle and Harry, or Tom Riddle and Hermione. I'm like, guys, this doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Even Tom Bellatrix, I'm like, that doesn't make any sense either. And I know the cursed child exists. Like, I'm just going off on a ship tangent. I don't ship, like, anything. Maybe Ron and Hermione, but other than that, I'm just kind of like, I don't know. Shipping wars have gone too crazy, and I'm too old. I'm too tired, guys. Can't deal. Yeah, so that's pretty much all I remember. Obviously, the 6th book is when that thing happens, that really big thing. I don't know if I should spoil it. I don't know. Nobody watches this series. The series is more just for me rather than it's for you guys. So I can just rant. Just give me a platform to rant. So, so obviously, Dumbledore dies. Snape kills Dumbledore. That's a big spoiler. But yeah, so obviously, I was kind of like sad when I first read it, obviously. I was like, no, not Dumbledore. But I don't know, like, people have, like, I've gotten older and people have brought up, like, problems and stuff with Dumbledore. It's like, why didn't he do this? Why didn't he do that? And now he's a very, like, considered problematic character. Like, him and Snape have both been, like, the fandoms have definitely, I feel like, turned on these characters. Like, when you read back the text as an adult, I feel like we've had different experiences, and we've definitely read these characters differently than we did, like, when we were children. And so, yeah, I have mixed feelings kind of about both Snape and Dumbledore now. They're not as kind of noble in my mind anymore. They're kind of more mixed. And I guess, to be fair, like, it's good that they are mixed kind of characters now, not like wholly good and wholly bad. Like, they have kind of layers to them, which is what I like in, I guess, kind of characters. Like, no character being just entirely good and entirely bad, because I feel like that makes them a little bit more realistic characters. So while we might not all agree with Dumbledore's decisions or Snape's decisions, like, I feel like their decisions are what makes them, like, real characters. Rather, like, they're still good, like, good as in, like, good characters, because they have so many, like, flaws and stuff. And I know we don't, like, doesn't mean we support all of their actions. They're just kind of, I don't know if I'm explaining this good enough. Hopefully you guys understand what I'm getting at. Yeah, but I have mixed feelings, obviously, on Dumbledore and Snape, and that's how the 6th book kind of translates to me now, rather than, oh, I'm sad, and then, oh, all the moving on to 7, the flashback scenes. I remember when I was younger, all Snape's, like, flashback memory scenes with Lily, and I was like, oh, but now I'm like, it's just kind of, like, changed my perception of, like, Snape as a character. I know he's, like, one of the most kind of debated Harry Potter characters now. Like, people I know used to love him. Some people still love him. I'm kind of in the middle on that one. Because people have brought up, like, oh, well, yeah, one of the it doesn't change the fact that he's pretty much, like, bullied Harry and everybody else, pretty much, all the other kids. Because, like, I'm going back through the books, I'm like, yeah, Snape is, he's being that meanie guy. Don't like him. Ugh. But, I don't know. I guess, like, once again, leave your opinions on Snape in the comments. I kind of want to hear how kind of the people are reacting to these characters. And obviously, nowadays we have JK just adding whatever pops into her head at any single moment, which is not good for our perceptions of the characters. Yeah, but 7, that used to be one of my favorite parts of 7 as a book, was those memory scenes. But now, unfortunately, I can't think of another favorite part. Like, the camping is very mundane. I feel like in the 7th book, like, oh, they're Horcrux hunting. It takes up a while. Ron's being a butthead. Don't like that. Yeah, I remember that takes up, I think, they don't get to Malfoy Manor or Shell Cottage, any of that. I think that's until chapter, like, 20. And I'm like, aw, man. So it's, like, so tedious to get to that point. Like, I guess breaking into the ministry was kind of, like, an exciting point. But I don't know. Stuff like that just makes me anxious. I'm like, they're gonna get caught. Watch out, my trio. Watch out, everybody. And then, of course, there was, like, the return of Umbridge. She has the locket. And I'm like, oh, God. This is... You know who I didn't want to come back? Umbridge. Of all the characters. I didn't want her back. I'd actually dress up as Umbridge for Harry Potter Club, which I want to talk about in a little bit in part 3, the Ravenclaw part, which I'm also going to talk about my study abroad. All my experiences as an adult with Harry Potter, kind of. And how you don't have to leave the series behind. You can still be into it. I'm obviously still into it. Yeah, so I will actually link them. I'm going to show some of those pictures right now because they are pretty hoppin', pretty cool. And yeah, pretty much, I like 7 as a book. Obviously, it's very sad. It's end of the series. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I have too many other thoughts about that. But I also wanted to transfer into talking about the Hogwarts Mystery game because I really like that game, even though I haven't played it in a while. I was thinking about getting back into it because I'm in quarantine. I'm kind of looking for more stuff to do, and I'm like, hey, what about Hogwarts Mystery? I love Hogwarts Mystery. It's real. I really like. Okay, so the problem is I was like, why didn't we make it Tom Riddle era, like Mystery of the Chamber of Secrets, like Hogwarts in the 1930s? How cool would that have been? But that's just me being a Tom Riddle stan once again. Yeah, but my favorite Hogwarts mystery character, obviously Barnaby Lee, because Gryffindor girl with the taste for Slytherin boys, obviously. Hey, I've got trash taste. But Barnaby Lee is best boy. He's good, guys. Promise. And then also love Ismelda, Marilla, the Slytherins in that game, just top quality. And Hufflepuffs, we have Penny. I love Penny. I just have all these people I feel like I know because you're like your own character in that, and you're like, yay. My friend John, my best friend John, who's actually Hufflepuff, he named his Hogwarts mystery character Dank Memes. So it was Dank Memes and his brother Jacob Memes from Hufflepuff. I'm like, that's the most Hufflepuff thing you could have done. Yeah, but let's see. Oh yeah, another thing I like about that game is how Bill and Charlie are actually like characters, which I love because I feel like the movies definitely did them dirty. Like we never get to see Charlie ever, and Bill shows up 7th movie like, hey, I'm Bill, what's up? Like, okay, Bill. He's like, also I'm marrying Flora. I'm like, what? Okay, I have context to this because I'm a book reader, but you've given everybody else no context, which I guess that's fine. That's what we're doing here. Okay. Yeah, so Hogwarts Mystery is really fun. I do like the story to that. If you're kind of looking for something else to play, if you're on like an Animal Crossing hiatus, kind of stuck until the next update, I recommend going to play Hogwarts Mystery because it is kind of fun. I'm like, hey, because who didn't imagine their first day at Hogwarts to be being choked by Devil Snare for 8 hours? That's quality. I'm not done with it yet, but hopefully, I think I'm on year 5, so that's fun for me. And I guess I should be wrapping up the room now, so let's talk about it. I had trouble with Hufflepuff rooms, so obviously the other rooms didn't get shown in the movie, so there's some concept art around. Obviously, Hogwarts Mystery has helped me create this room. I'm like looking up photos. I wanted to use this yellow wallpaper, and I actually got, thankfully, the yellow Persian carpet from somebody on Nookazon. I've been using Nookazon a lot more, and hey, it's been helpful for some things. I have had a little bit more success with it lately. Yeah, I just was like yellow and plants. I had trouble with the wall for some reason, but I think I got through it in the end. I've been loving putting star fragments everywhere. Because you can actually do that in Harv's Island. I feel you can just have star fragments everywhere on the floor. So I was thinking lots of greens, lots of yellows, lots of lights. It looks really bright, and I really like how it did turn out. Yeah, I have a lot of Hufflepuff friends, so hopefully they see this room. Hopefully they like it too. We have I think there's actually a whole musical on Hufflepuffs. Yeah, and here are my Hufflepuff headcanons. Yeah, I got Daisy, got Olive, got Poppy, got Margie. Yeah. So that's it for this episode. I really enjoyed creating this room. If you enjoyed coming with me, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.